First question. Is there a difference between a Lorry's blockade and a grain dispute? Well, let's go for similarities and differences. Can you give a couple of them?
Well, the similarity, one main similarity is quite simple. We do see that a big chunk of Polish businesses are still unclear of how they should handle the openness of Ukrainian market to the European market. They do remember that 20 years ago, specifically, they were in the same situation entering European market. And so they do understand that they can use this situation as an opportunity to achieve more favorable treatment, both from Ukrainian and European side. And we do see that both the lorry fighters and the farmers are using it the same way. They're trying to negotiate better terms for trans-border crossings with Ukraine and better terms with the Brussels. That's the main similarity. But if we speak about the differences, the first main difference is that the farmers' protest and basically the grain crisis on the border is mainly about money, mainly about businesses and mainly about business schemes. Whereas the crisis with the lorries is very much a political crisis, or should I say politicized crisis.
Exactly.
Because of the Confederation Party, because of the Russian money involved with the Confederation Party. And so we do see a lot of influences not very common for Polish policy, because we cannot say that Polish policy is directly influenced by Russians. But in this particular regard, unfortunately, we do understand that apart from just the economic concerns of trusty Polish businessmen, we also do see politicians making their own agenda.
All right, well then, educate me. Why the farmers joined the freight carriers in this strike? Is that the last hope for them to deliver their message, or what?
From my point of view, the farmers saw that in difference to their protest, the protest of lorries and the protest of Confederation, they have much more success. They're not so easily dealt with, if we speak about the border crossings, and they do much more damage, and that is providing much more resources for their own political agenda. So basically, yeah, I do agree with you that farmers saw an opportunity to advance their goals even further, because the other part of this crisis was much more successful.
So how did the September strikes of Polish farmers end, after all? Can you remember?
Well, to a bigger extent, we saw the influence of European Commission on the Polish government, and we did see that due to European Commission's new regulations and even some, let's say bluntly, blackmailing with the freezing of Polish funds in the European Union, they were able to achieve some kind of transparency, both in border crossings and with infrastructural routes for Ukrainian grain, which basically should have reached the 1,000 European ports and then be delivered to Africa. And basically the influence and participation of the European Commission made it possible for Ukrainian grain to be transferred further without these gray schemes from both Ukrainian and Polish businesses. But as of now, if we speak about this particular protest, we do not see any such active involvement at this stage.
Okay, but do you believe that any renewed vigor or any renewed protest is possible, ignited by all this current mayhem?
If we speak about Polish farmers, sure, they will try to use the current situation to their advantage. And they definitely may choose to follow this protest alone. But we should not forget that at this time we have several court cases, both from Ukrainian commerce and how should I put it? Commerce and trade associations, and both from Polish commerce and trade associations. This is a common court cases against Confederation as a political party and against these businesses, this infrastructure businesses that are blocking the border. We do see a lot of communication on national levels between the governments, between the Ministry of Infrastructure, of Economy. So yeah, they definitely, I mean farmers, may choose to take an active part in this protest. But apart from that, we do see a lot of new measures being taken, and we do see a lot of steps that are willing to demolish this protest entirely. So I do not think that the farmers' participation will be of great importance.